The first modern repertory theatre company, where a company presented work from their repertoire rotationally or alternatively, was founded by Annie Horniman in Manchester in the early 20th century. Companies were established in cities all over the country and would produce new plays every couple of weeks. These companies played a central role for many performers, as a training ground, a place for experimentation, and a space to master their craft. Today I'm in Birmingham, visiting arguably one of the country's most important theatres. This is the UK's oldest and first purpose-built rep theatre. Welcome to the Old Rep.
The Birmingham Repertory Theatre, as it was known at the time, opened on the 15th of February 1913 with a production of Twelfth Night. The theatre was constructed in 4 months and was funded entirely by its owner, Sir Barry Jackson, at a personal loss of £100,000 over 2 decades. The company was built from his amateur group, the Pilgrim Players, which had been performing in the city since 1907. During the First World War, the company performed at military hospitals, and in 1917, company member Maud Gill became the UK's first female stage manager. The Christmas season of 1921 saw a fire break out in the Fly Gallery, and despite the damage and debris, the company were able to put on their matinee performance the following day. 2 productions in their 1923 season strengthened the Rep's reputation. The British premiere of George Bernard Shaw's Back to Methuselah propelled the company to a profile and stature that couldn't be matched by any other Rep or London theatre at that time. Their production of Shakespeare's Cymbeline was the first Shakespeare performance in modern dress. Their 1925 modern dress performance of Hamlet, which transferred to Kingsway, was London's first Shakespeare performance in modern dress. Greater adversity was thrust upon the theatre during the Second World War. Theatres were forced to close in 1939, and with Birmingham being targeted during the Blitz, the Wardrobe Building was hit by a bomb, destroying 3 decades of costumes and props. Commemorating its 30th anniversary, instead of a big celebration, the theatre honoured its milestone by keeping the theatre open during the difficult time. By the 1960s, the company desired a larger venue, with talks beginning between Barry Jackson, Birmingham City Council and Arts Council England to secure funding to build a new venue. Funding was finally agreed upon in 1968, and the company moved into the now Birmingham Rep in Centenary Square in 1971, 10 years after the passing of Barry Jackson. The Old Rep, as it now came to be known, was managed by the City Council for the next 4 decades, during which the building was awarded Grade 2 listed status on April 5, 1989. With building and renovation works in Centenary Square in 2011, the Birmingham Rep Company relocated to the Old Rep, which coincided with the company's centenary celebrations. In 2014, local stage school, the Birmingham Ormiston Academy, took over the running of the building and utilised the space for the training of young performers and creatives, and ran the building for 10 years. Since August 2024, the Old Rep has been operated by the Crescent Theatre Company, and we'll be exploring the Crescent in the next video. In the front of house area, there's the stalls and Hinkley bars to savour up the atmosphere prior to seeing a show. For our price comparison, ice creams are provided by Marshfield Farm and cost £3. Ticket prices vary on productions and start from £10. On my day of filming, construction and set works were underway for an upcoming production. The theatre has a maximum capacity of 380, with 255 seats in the stalls and 123 seats in the balcony. There are 2 wheelchair-accessible places. The stage door and accessible entrance to the theatre are on Hinkley Street, and due to its listed status, there are no lifts up to the balcony, with access via 8 flights of stairs. As the theatre was constructed between the 2 buildings that were already in existence on either side of it, certain elements of the auditorium had to be adapted in order for the theatre to fit. This includes one of the roof panels curving in slightly, as well as a narrowing of the upstage area. The stage measures 6.7 metres by 7.2 metres and has a proscenium arch with an opening of 6.7 metres by 6.1 metres. The height of the grid is 15 metres and has 22 hemp flying bars which span the length of the stage, operating from stage right. You may notice the auditorium from the 2018 BAFTA-nominated film Stan and Ollie. With its unspoilt interior, the theatre was used in scenes where Laurel and Hardy, played by Steve Coogan and John C. Reilly, toured English music halls during their 1953 tour. Added by the production company is this staircase leading from the auditorium to the stage, which replaced the modern staircase to match the period. There was originally no orchestra pit below the stage. However, one was added in its more recent history, which includes an entrance in the auditorium. There's a crossover corridor underneath the stage, with a spiral staircase to the entrance to stage left. The theatre had 3 trapdoors on the stage, and whilst none are in operation anymore, one has been preserved. Backstage, there are 4 dressing rooms named after some of the famous faces who have performed here, each accommodating 10 people with mirrors and lights and costume rails. There's also a kitchen and shower room, as well as an artist screen room. I was also given access to the roof of the theatre to visit the room at the top of the building, which was used as Barry Jackson's office, and as a radio transmitter room, which helped with local broadcasts during the Second World War. The Rep nurtured talent, and the young creatives who started their careers at the theatre is one of the most impressive lists you'll ever see. Included in their alumni are Laurence Olivier, Peter Brook, John Gielgud, Peggy Ashcroft, Derek Jacobi, Julie Christie, Brian Cox, June Brown, Michael Gambon, Edith Evans, Timothy Dalton, Albert Finney, Richard Chamberlain, Ralph Richardson, Robert Newton, Stuart Granger, Gwen Franken Davies and Toya Wilcox. Wilcox is a patron of the theatre, along with Brian Cox, Brian Blessed and Annette Badland. And it's also worth noting this backstage mirror near to the stage, which was installed at the request of Sir Laurence Olivier. The Old Rep is a theatre steeped in history and importance, and is certainly worth visiting.
Thank you for joining me on this tour of the Old Rep. If you're ever in Birmingham, make sure you come on down, see a show and support your local theatre. My huge thanks to all the team for showing me around today, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel as we get to explore its sister venue, the Crescent, in the next episode. And as we get to explore more theatres around the UK, my question to you is, which theatre should I visit next? Let me know in the comments below. I'm David Burchhardt, and I'll see you on the next stage.